To render a particle on top of everything using Amplify Shader Editor, you can just set the Z-test to 8 and that should do the trick. It's the same as doing the depth test set to always. So if you set this to less, you'll see that this number changes to 2. If you set this to be always, yeah, that's the thing. You can edit the shader right here, not this one because it's bugged, so this copy right here instead. Yeah, you'll see that those are the auto-registered variables, and so this is the z-test right here, which corresponds to this one right here in the past. So this is z-test. You can click on that dot button right there. So instead of setting it like that, you can use this to convert this to just a straight line, and then select the z-test from the variables right there. All right, I hope that has been useful. If it hasn't been, and if this seems too complex for you, you can download Render Particles Always on Top, which is a free VFX asset that I've just created and released for you to be able to do these type of effects in which you need a particle to render on top of everything at all times. So the practical use cases for those would be an unusual hat from Team Fortress 2, for example, some UI icons like the ones that you could see maybe in World of Warcraft, or on Fortnite, if you see like this slurp juice thing and there's the icon on top, when you kind of like ping it, you'll see the icon on top. So it's really displaying on top of everything. Then the question mark or exclamation for quest markers. And then maybe like locking into enemies with this type of, marksman thingy right there. Or have some sparkles on top of, a skeletal mesh that's going to be representing like, hey, you can loot this type of body right here. So yeah, you can see that in the demo project, there's just a bunch of different examples that you can feel free to play with. This one doesn't have the render on top. So you can see that some of those are rendering on top, but the other ones are rendering behind the apple actually. So for this one, yeah, this is a mix. It contains this aura, which is not rendering on top, but these ones here are actually rendering on top of everything. So these are the aura examples that you'll find right there. You can see this one is set to always, which is nice. And same one is happening right here. This is just a particle system inside of this sphere. So that's how you would do it. For this case, this one is not using the render always on top. So you can still see it right there, but you can see that it's going through the face right there. You can see the cutting edge right there. So yeah, just two different types of versions just in case you wanted to use those. Then there's the icon type of thing. You can switch the colors of the icons by using the color or lifetime right here. You can switch the icons right there with images that you create. So it's completely up to you. You can create those kind of like health type of icons or ammo type of icons. Just created that texture using Substance Designer. So if you want to learn how to use Substance Designer, if you're a real-time VFX artist or interested in real-time VFX, yeah, feel free to check out the Clevender Substance Designer for real-time VFX artist course, in which you'll be learning from the best. That's me. And then you'll be getting into practical examples and creating these sort of crazy textures that you're only able to create easily by using Substance Designer, which is a software that's really required nowadays if you want to become a respected VFX artist, I guess. So yeah, take a look at that blood splat. That's greedy enough, shameless plug. Yeah, let's go back into the question mark and exclamation. You can also create your very own texture right there. So it doesn't need to be this type of interrogation right there. You can see that this is the actual texture that's being used. So you can create any sort of distance field for a shape, and that will work also with this. And this one is the lock-in icon. As you can see, it's again this sort of texture in which you can see the outlines clearly, but it's got that gradient, so it's like a synced distance field type of texture. All right, but yeah, it's just as easy as that. If you want to know how to do this, but instead of using Amplify Shader Editor, which is the best shader editor for Unity as of today, if you want to learn how to do that in ShaderGraph, good luck with that. The response for that is on the VFX Discord server, so jump into that and you'll be able to learn how to do that on ShaderGraph. But for the time being, just feel free to download the Render Particles Always on Top asset pack right here, and yeah, just create your stuff. I don't know why that happens, like that gamma correction thing happens right there. I mean, Unity, can you fix your stuff, please? All right, yeah, that's mostly it for today. See you in the next lesson. Bye.